In my early days of collecting, I came across some Workhouse stamps. They were expensive, but I'm so glad I bought them because they are very unusual. These are Workhouse stamps. I'm sure they went on documents, not on people, because there's one there which says master, and they would have known who the master was without a label on him. These particular stamps belong to Purton, which is fairly local. It's near Swindon, quite close to Swindon. They were a bit on the expensive side, but I wasn't sure. I'm so glad I got them, because we had someone in a while ago who was an historian working for the ministry, actually, and their department was Workhouse history. And they hadn't seen the like. They were very impressed with them. I can't believe they would be a one-off for a particular workhouse to have those made. They're very well made of brass, but you get such stamps as vagrants, receiving, old, female, fever, and lying in as well. Those not familiar with the term, it didn't mean an extra 10 minutes in the morning. It was a term used when ladies had had their babies, and it is sometimes said their feet weren't allowed to touch the ground for a week. These documents were referring to Tame Workhouse, and Waterbury would have been a part of the Tame Union. What is interesting is their diet, and this diet was mandatory. It had to be displayed in 2 places permanently. It's interesting in that every breakfast you had 6 ounces of bread for men and 5 ounces of bread for women, and a pint and a half of gruel. Well, gruel was a kind of a porridgey mix of oats, and that was every day of the year with nothing else. But it was quite a limited diet, no vegetables, no fruit. You take a day like Friday, you had gruel for breakfast, gruel or broth in the evening, and 12 ounces, 14 for men, of suet or rice pudding. That was it. And I find it is surprising that of the list of inmates, 13% were over 78. And if you go down to 70-year-olds and upwards, there was 20% of them. They did quite well on that diet if they could manage it on that.